Alright, I get it. This is not the Cernos Prime video, but hear me out for a minute. It came to my attention that there's a new mod coming about for bows, and it's gonna be coming from Barrow, and that's Split Flights. It's not out yet. You can link it in chat, you can even link it on consoles. I have no idea where that mod is. It's probably in the backstash of Mr. Barrow over there, so he's not bringing it yet, but yeah, it's a pretty powerful mod from the looks of things, and it might actually be like one of the most overpowered mods ever for a bow. But until that mod drops, I'm probably gonna delay the Cernos Prime video, or I'm gonna do it and I'll revisit it afterwards. Gonna consider that for the time being. Anyways, if you noticed on the quick clip that I uploaded, there's two basic builds that I was gonna go for: a Hunter Munitions crit setup and a status 100% status setup. The 100% status, of course, does use the crit mods as well, so it's more or less a hybrid setup, just that it hits 100% status. So in general, if you want to use it, Cernos Prime 100% status for up to level 50 and up, use the Hunter Munitions build. It's way better. That is, of course, if you've got 100% crit chance, because it's the same with status, multi-shot, you know how it goes, and if you don't, it's gonna be in the video. But yeah, that video is gonna be delayed for a little while, kinda like the introduction to this video is delayed, and kinda how New War is delayed. Who would have thunk? It's not like every update at this point is delayed. I don't even know why DE bothers to make an announcement and slap a release date on that stuff. They know they're not gonna fucking do it. It never happens. Like, anyway, if you haven't figured it out by this point, let's rant a little bit about various things. Empyrean! Sounds like fun. Also sounds like half the community hated Empyrean on its showcase. That's not a good sign, is it? So let's rant about that. If you don't know what Let's Rant is, it's when I sit down and talk with you guys for various subjects. Usually they're gonna be game related, and this time the subject is literally a piece of a game. It is, of course, Warframe, just like the gameplay in the background. Boy, that took 3 minutes. Shit. So, dev stream was this Friday. This video is coming out on Sunday, and I've seen the opinions for a few people. I'm not gonna go ahead and say like I know how the community's reacting to this. Like, I haven't asked the entirety of the community, but from what I could see from my clan, from various Twitch streams I've been into, a few videos that I've seen on YouTube, the majority seems to have concerns for Empyrean, and some of them say it's gonna be fun, others say they are just not enjoying the concept of it at all. It's neither here nor there, really, for me, because I have not seen the dev stream. I've seen a couple of highlights, and that doesn't really justify it, because it's not the whole dev stream, therefore I can't know exactly what happened. Overall, I think it will be fun. Outer space battles, that sounds good to me. And I feel that Warframe kind of needs to step into a direction like that at this point. When they started with the open worlds, I think they should really try and connect the nodes of the game. Like, we've got all these planets, how are we going from place to place? Like, we already have the plot hole of my orbiter is literally this giant fucking corridor in the middle of space, and you're giving me this tiny weeny ship that I'm supposedly able to carry all that on? Like, explain that to me, please, because if I try and stuff an orbiter into a mantis, that shit don't make no sense. So what is happening here? I can see why people don't like Empyrean. And let's address the elephant in the room already, solo ability. Everybody, including me, solos missions. If you're not soloing missions, that probably means that you don't want to solo missions, or you just feel like playing with others. You know, that's something you're supposed to do. Warframe's supposed to be a co-op game, and yet everybody plays it as a solo game. Not everybody, as in literally everybody. There are a few people that do play co-op, but that's, honestly, to me, that's the minority as you get further and further up on the power tree, I guess I'd call it. Like, the further along you get into the game, the more you play the game, the less likely it is that you're gonna play the game with other people, unless you're a streamer or somebody that makes content and is known in the community, therefore people want to play with them. Like, that's a given. If you're just every other player, kind of like me, you're playing this game solo. That's it. Like, even I'm gonna go ahead and admit, I play this game solo. It's a solo game for me, and that's for various reasons, but yeah. And as I said, I can understand why solo players can get angry at this sort of thing. Like, you make a game mode that's not friendly towards solo players. Not necessarily. I mean, as far as I've heard, they did say on stream that you could solo missions, and at some point later, not upon launch, it will have solo friendly attributes and whatnot. So yeah, I can totally see that game mode being a thing solo players do. Not at the beginning, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't do it at all. And a little co-op won't hurt. You know, in the end of the game, it is supposed to be a co-op game, and you're supposed to play with other people, and that's a thing you're gonna have to do. Sure, you might want to play it solo, but you might need to do it on co-op. And I get the excuse of, oh, my internet's not good enough to play it on co-op, you know. I get that. I have that kind of issue myself sometimes. And that's why I mostly play solo myself, because of internet issues. But that doesn't... I want to say it doesn't make a solid excuse, even though I know myself it makes a pretty good excuse. Like, how am I supposed to play something when I literally can't fucking see what I'm doing because the game's lagging so bad? I can't really answer that. Like, I want it to be a thing that you can do co-op and solo, but it's mostly focused towards co-op. Because I did see something on Twitter, that really did point out something obvious. Like, everybody plays this game on co-op. No, that's not true. But it's supposed to be a co-op game, so why don't people play it on co-op? Because everybody's just another gun. Like, that example right there, really, it just got stuck into me. Like, everybody's just another gun. Holy shit. Like, you never think of it that way originally, and then it strikes you. Like, every other Warframe, if you're 4 Warframes in a mission, every other Warframe's just another gun. That's literally it. They don't do something else, you know. It's not like you're dropping into an exterminate mission and you have 4 separate sectors from each other that each player has to clear. You know, it's one sector, 4 players, clear this sector. And one player can do the whole job, the other 3 players are just chilling, sipping their tea in the back of the map. That's a thing, that can happen. You can do that. It's not co-op, it's more like I'm an extra person that you can just lug around if you want to. So, I just want to get the point out that it needs to be co-op. The concept of a huge ship that is co-op, like, yeah, I'm into that. I like that. And I think it will be good for the game if it goes into that direction. I can't wait to see what Empyrean will be like when it further develops. As an example, like, can we take the railjack from mission A to mission B? So like, I want to go to the void, and I find this random void gate, and I can use a key that I find while doing my railjack mission, and I go into the void, and it turns into a void exterminate, the classic void exterminate, and I extract into my orbiter, or the personal ship, let's put it that way. So say, like, I have a mantis right now, okay, I'm using the mantis, and I go into my mantis and then go back into the railjack, and I continue my railjack mission, and then I go to Ceres, and I can go do a mobile defense on Ceres. Like, I want to see that sort of thing, you know, like, connect all of the dots together, connect the whole map together. I don't want to see just a couple of random dots splattered about on a huge ass map. I want to see a huge ass map that I can traverse, like a giant map that I can go through, kind of like what No Man's Sky wanted to do but failed to accomplish on its launch. Like, I want to see something like that with Empyrean, and give it a chance. You never know, the game might be so much better with Empyrean. That's why I'm like, yeah, you're hating on it, but it's not even out. When it's out, hate all you want. So, yeah, it's a thing that it's not out yet. It needs balancing. You just saw a developmental build of that mode. You can't know what it's gonna be like when it's finally out, when it's finally polished and done. And it's like, you see a Warframe for the first time on dev stream, and you're like, oh, I hate this Warframe, they're gonna be useless. You don't know that, and it turns out they're great when they come out, you know, that sort of concept. Get that in your head, because overall I think it might be fun. Sure, not random, you know, you won't have random squads, but people will be enjoying the game. At least that's what I think, and I hope that's gonna be the case. Anyway guys, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.